Following his birth, Solid Snake was given the name David. He spent his early life being raised by a variety of foster parents and never left the States in his early years. In 1974, Cypher, the Patriots, decided to use Solid Snake and Liquid Snake as an insurance policy should the organization fail to either convince Big Boss to return to them or frame his mercenary company, the Military Sans Frontiers, I can't pronounce that, for launching a nuclear attack on the United States. A business partner named Kuzahira Miller was aware of this plan. Making his way into the military, David was inducted into the Green Berets as a team and took part in a mission to infiltrate western Iraq in 1991. During the Gulf War, during the war, some U.S. soldiers were injected with soldier genes in an attempt to replicate the results of Les Enfants Terribles, making them and the reported Gulf War babies David's siblings in a sense. Later, David joined Big Boss's Special Forces unit Foxhound, during which time he received the codename Solid Snake. While undergoing Foxhound's training regimen, sorry I can't pronounce that either, he became an expert of high altitude skydiving, linguistics, closed circuit, open circuit combat diving, and free climbing. Big Boss personally trained him in the use of CQC and taught him the importance of having the will to survive on the battlefield. It was at Foxhound's training camp that he also met survival instructor Master Miller. During this time, Snake's real name and origins were classified under national security. Snake's first mission for Foxhound came in 1995, when he was tasked with infiltrating Outer Heaven, a military nation deep within South Africa, led by a feared and legendary mercenary. Snake was charged with rescuing Gray Fox, a Foxhound agent who was missing in action, and shed light on the ultimate weapon, Metal Gear, which Fox had mentioned in a broken radio message prior to his capture, shortly after arriving in the general vicinity of Outer Heaven. He was contacted by Big Boss via his radio and was reminded to prepare himself for his first real mission of Foxhound. Now, of course, as far as other facts go, he has been supported by Otacon, and also we all know he was able to defeat the man he was cloned from twice, and has been able to take down snipers, assassins, ninjas, and took out the Cobra unit, which consisted of the End, Pain, Fear, Sorrow, and sorry, I forgot their last one. I think it was Fear, Pain, Sorrow, The End, and sorry, I don't remember the fifth one. I'm sorry. And then of course he took out Laughing Octopus, Raging Raven, Crying Wolf, and Screaming Mantis, and also took out, I believe it was Psycho Mantis, and of course has teamed up with Raiden on multiple occasions. And even though, he didn't kill Vamp, he was able to weaken Vamp, which allowed Raiden to finish the job. And of course, CQC is a brutal combination of hand-to-hand combat and gunblade, which again was taught to him by Big Boss. And he was able to destroy a Metal Gear with a Metal Gear, and also was able to blow up a tank with nothing but grenades. And of course, his Octo Camo allows him to camouflage pretty much anywhere. And he has a stun knife, which is it's a knife but like a taser at the same time. And he also carries a 1911 operator, and also a tranquilizer gun, and also he has his Solid Eye, which gives him night vision. So yes. So even old or young, whatever, he's still a good soldier, and it doesn't matter what age he's at, even though the nanomachines pretty much cause him to age rapidly, and also giving him seizures. And of course, he was able to survive in some type of microwave, as I heard from Death Battle, for 3 minutes. So that's all the info I got on Snake. So now let's move on to Punisher. The Punisher is a vigilante who employs murder, kidnapping, extortion, sortion. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that. Threats of violence and torture in his war on crime. Driven by the deaths of his wife and two children who were killed by the mob for witnessing a killing in New York City Central Park, the Punisher wages a one-man war on the mob and all criminals in general by using all manner of conventional war weaponry. His family's killers were the first to be slain. A war veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps, Frank Castle, born Francis Castiglione, is a master of martial arts, stealth tactics, sorry, I can't pronounce that, warfare, and a wide variety of weapons. The Punisher's brutal nature and willingness to kill made him a novel character in mainstream American comic books in 1974. Now, as far as skills, weapons, and abilities, the Punisher is the recipient of multidisciplinary military training from the United States Marine Corps, U.S. Marine Corps Force Reklez, sorry, I can't pronounce that. While a Marine, he also received training from the Airborne School and U.S. Navy SEALs, as well as cross-training with the Australian Special Air Service Regiment during the Vietnam War. In addition, since beginning his work as the Punisher, Castle has used his military discipline and training techniques to update and expand his skills in areas that aid in his mission: disguise, acting, use of non-military weapons. From this training, Punisher is proficient in not only basic infantry skills but in special operations, which includes the use and maintenance of specialized firearms and explosive ordnance. He is highly trained in infiltration into heavily guarded enemy territories and structures for the purpose of assassination, capture, and military intelligence. Also, he is trained in various forms of camouflage and stealth. He is also highly adept at hand-to-hand combat and has been trained in multiple forms of martial arts such as Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, Ninjutsu, Shorin Ryu, Karate, Hwai Rang Do, and Chin Na. Both Nick Fury and Tony Stark have commented on how extraordinarily high his pain tolerance is. He does not take painkillers, and he feels that their benefit of dueling pain is not worth the side effects of drowsiness and slurred reflexes. He maintains multiple safe houses and vehicles around the greater New York City area, as well as multiple forged identities and bank accounts. The Punisher has a Kevlar uniform which protects him from most gunfire, though he can still suffer concussive injury or penetration from sufficient or repeated impacts. The bright white skull in his chest is used both to intimidate his enemies and to lure their fire to more heavily protected area of his armor. The design was supposedly taken from either a Viet Cong sniper or the demon Olivier. The Punisher has been using technology derived from supervillains and other costume characters such as the Green Goblin's pumpkin bombs, a modified Goblin glider, and the Dr. Octopus tentacle that he can shrink down for easy storage via PIM particles. Aside from his physical prowess, the Punisher also has complete control of his mind and consciousness, providing a strong resistance against psychic and telepathic powers that are used against him. When Letha and Lascivious try to control Punisher's mind, Punisher scoffs and their attempts, saying it doesn't feel different from any other day. And let's also not forget, he was able to hold his own against Daredevil and Wolverine. So yes, so that's all the info I got on Punisher. So let's get on to this. So in this battle, we both know that these guys are very equal combatants. Now, even though Punisher is good with stealth, I don't think his is as good as Snake's, because Snake has been dealing with stealth abilities for a very long time. I don't think Punisher has as much experience as him. Now, if it comes to hand-to-hand combat, it would be equal no matter what, because these two guys are very good fighters. And oh, and also I forgot to mention, Snake was able to defeat Liquid Ocelot. So yeah, I forgot to mention that. But anyways, Punisher, yes, he was able to hold his own against Daredevil, Wolverine, and of course teamed up with Captain America. But I really don't think that he has that much of a chance when it comes to guns. Now, yes, he's pretty much good with any firearm, but I think Snake has more military training because again, Green Berets, CIA, the U.S. Army, and Foxhound. So yes, and also if it comes to guns, yes, it will be very equal. And again, both their armor protects them from gunfire, so they would probably see that right away. So if it goes to hand-to-hand combat, they would both probably rely on their blades or knives. And I think if Punisher gets the upper hand, what I see happening is Snake would probably grab. If you guys remember from Part 4, he found the mask, the one that also lets him camouflage the mask that he found after beating Laughing Octopus. So if he can put that mask on and blend in with the rest of his Octo Camo, that could really come into play. And yes, Punisher probably with him having stealth, it might also work, but I just don't think as good as Snake's. And when we're talking about feats here, I think Snake has accomplished way more because again, slowing down Vamp, being able to defeat Liquid Ocelot, and defeating of course again the Cobra unit. With Punisher, yes, holding his own against again Daredevil, Wolverine. There might be more. Those are the ones that I know though. He might have been able to hold his own on others, but the way I see this going is Snake would be a lot more faster and a lot more have more agility than Punisher. And once he gets the opportunity, he will go into the Octo Camo. Punisher will not know where he is. Snake will take that one opportunity to probably get him in the head with his 1911 operator, or if not, he can tackle him to the ground, punch him multiple times in the face, and get his blade or knife, stun knife, and stab it right through the throat, giving Snake the victory. I know I kind of stuttered right there, but I'm sorry. So yes, I see Snake emerging victorious. Thank you for watching.